"Oh my, I certainly would hope not," Mrs. Chubb said fearfully. "I'd never sleep easy in my bed again if I thought that horrible monster was anywhere near here." Ian laughed. "Well, me old love, all I can say is it's a good job our murderer doesn't take a fancy to widows. What with you and Mrs. Sinclair and Mrs. Carter Holmes, then there's that new waitress at Dolly's, and the one who's staying here who Gertie calls the Black Widow." He chuckled again. "The bloke would have plenty to pick from right enough. Ian Rossiter!" Mrs. Chubb lifted the bread knife and wagged it at him. "If you want this sandwich, you'll mind your manners this instant." Apparently realising he might have gone too far, Ian sent Cecily a sheepish look. "I didn't mean no disrespect, Mrs. Sinclair." "That's all right, Ian." Cecily moved to the door. "Finish your sandwich, then you'll find Baxter in his office." She left the kitchen, leaving a disgruntled-looking housekeeper wielding the bread knife on a large, crusty loaf. Cecily had known Dr. Macduff since the day she was born. The good doctor had not only brought her safely into the world, but every one of her 5 brothers as well. With her parents and 2 of her brothers dead, 2 brothers serving abroad in the military, and 1 raising sheep in New Zealand, Cecily was the only member of the family still living in Badger's End. Dr. Macduff was long past the age of retirement, but swore that until he could no longer ride his bicycle, he would remain in practice. There were times when Cecily saw him pedalling unsteadily up the hill to Putney Downs, when she felt that moment was not far off. Yet here was another winter, and still the gruff doctor managed his rounds. He greeted Cecily that afternoon with his usual boisterous laugh, his fierce, shaggy eyebrows as white as summer clouds above the faded blue eyes.
"What brings you here, lassie, on such a fine day?"
he demanded, his once strong brogue diluted by years of living south of the border.
"Are you not well, then?"
"I'm feeling a little peaky," Cecily said, uncomfortable at using the subterfuge with such an old friend. But she knew full well that had he known the real reason for her visit, Gordon Macduff would have clamped his mouth shut after telling her to mind her own business. The doctor's fingers strayed to his short, clipped beard.
"Will you be needing a tonic, then? Is that it? Or is it something more serious?"
"I think a tonic will do the trick." Cecily smiled at him. Probably just a case of winter depression.
"Aye, 'tis understandable. All the same, I'd like to take a wee look down your throat, just to be sure."
Cecily obediently opened her mouth and let the doctor shine a light down her throat. After listening to her say, "ah," a couple of times, he gently pulled down her lower eyelids, poked around in her ears, laid the back of his hand against her forehead, then diagnosed a mild case of tired blood.
"Take a tablespoon twice a day for a week,"
he said, scribbling on his prescription pad,
"and you'll be as good as new."
"Thank you," Cecily said, taking the folded piece of paper.